Section 1.1 is an introduction to graphing. We're going to graph 2x plus 3y equals 18 by finding x and y intercepts. To find the x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0. So I take the original equation, 2x plus 3y equals 18, and everywhere y is at, I'm going to substitute a 0. Now I'm going to simplify 2x. 3 times 0 is 0, so we lose that. And we have 2x equals 18, so we divide both sides by 2. And we find out that our x-intercept is 9. 9 is where it crosses the x-axis, but it is represented with the ordered pair 9, 0. On the right, we're going to find the y-intercept by letting our x equal 0. So 2x plus 3y equals 18 is our original equation, and this time we're going to substitute a 0 for the place of x. Simplify. 2 times 0 is 0, so we have 3y equals 18. Divide both sides by 3. Y equals 6. The y-intercept is 6. It is represented with the ordered pair 0, 6. Once we have our two ordered pairs, we're going to now graph them. We're going to do the ordered pair 9, 0, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Count 9 units over, 0 units up. And then for the other y-intercept, you're going to go 0 units up and then 0 units left to right, and 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units up. Then we're going to draw a line through those 2 points. And that is a graph, a sketch of your 2x plus 3y equals 18. Next, they will ask you to graph by plotting points. In this method, we want to solve for y first, so we take our original equation, and when we want to solve it for y, that means we want y on one side and everything else to the other. So we're going to start by subtracting 2x and moving it to the other side. Bring down negative 4y. Now, to solve for y, we're going to have to divide everything by a negative 4. Divide everything in the equation by negative 4 and simplify. So we get y equals negative 2 over negative 4 simplifies to 1/2 x minus 2. Okay, once we have this solved for y, we're going to look at our table on the right, and we're going to choose points. We're going to pick any values for x and substitute them in and solve for y. I have the freedom to choose any x values I want. I'm just going to start with 3 basic ones, 0, 1, 2. We'll go ahead and do 3, 0, 1, 2, and 3, and start from there. You have the freedom to choose any x values, but we're going to keep it simple in this one. That means when I take this 1/2, one time I'm going to let x equal 0, then I'm going to let x equal 1, let x equals 2, and I'm going to let x equal 3. I'm going to substitute those values in that position and solve for y. So I have y equals 1/2. On this one I'm going to let x equal 0. 1/2 times 0 is 0, minus 2, so y equals minus 2. That means in my table over here, when x was 0, y was negative 2. My second point, when I chose x to be 1, now I'm going to plug a 1 into that equation in place of x. 1/2 times 1 is 1/2 minus 2. 1/2 minus 2 is going to be negative 3/2. Therefore, I put it in my table. And now I'm going to solve and let x equal 2. y equals 1/2, put a 2 this time. 1/2 times 2 is just 1. 1 minus 2 is -1. So I'll put this in my table and proceed to let x equals 3. So y equals 1/2 times 3 minus 2. That's y equals 3/2 minus 2. Y equals 1/2. Now graph those as ordered pairs. So 0, -2 is here. 1, -1.5 is about right here. 2, -1, and then 3, 1/2. So we graph that. Distance formula. The distance formula D between any 2 points x1, y1 and the point x2, y2 is given by the following equation in blue. The midpoint formula is the midpoint of any line segment with endpoints x1, y1 and endpoints x2, y2 is given by the formula in red. So let's see how we're going to use those formulas in the next problem. They're going to give you a set of ordered pairs. They'll tell you to find the distance in the midpoint of -3, 7 and the ordered pair 2, 11. First we're going to put our distance formula. Distance is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Now we're going to substitute these in. If I was to label these, this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. So when we substitute them into our formula, x2 is 2 minus x1 is a -3, and then we square that. y2 is 11, y1 is 7, and we square that. So in here we're going to have 5 squared, which is 25, and over here 11 minus 7 is 4, so you have 4 squared is 16. 25 plus 16 is 41, so our distance is the square root of 41. It's also, if you put that in your calculator, approximately 6.403. This is our distance. Sometimes they'll give it as a radical, and sometimes they will give it to you. We will look for our decimal value. Midpoint is given by the formula x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so we substitute those values in. X1 is -3, x2 is 2, and then we divide that by 2. y1 is 7, y2 is 11, and we divide that by 2. We're now simplifying. -3 plus 2 is -1. Leave it as a fraction. 7 plus 11 is 18 divided by 2. We're still simplifying. -1/2 doesn't simplify any further. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Our midpoint is going to be the ordered pair -1/2, 9.